Hello friends, let us now learn about eating disorders. So in the eating disorders, first let us now learn about the first eating disorder, which is anorexia nervosa. So if you see about anorexia nervosa, the first thing that you have to see in about anorexia nervosa is this is a most common disorder which occurs in the adolescent age group. So if you see, it most commonly occurs in adolescent females, and it is most commonly occurs in the upper class females. It is most commonly seen in adolescent females and in upper class females. But still the recent data do not support this, but still most of the times it is told that it is most commonly seen in upper class females. Okay, next if you see, then in these patients, if you see, the appetite is almost normal in these patients. The appetite is almost normal in these patients, and the signs and symptoms of anorexia nervosa mainly involves there will be disturbance in the body image. Here in these patients, you will see that there is disturbance in the body image. That is, the patient feels that she is fat despite of being thin. Okay, and then the patient also, see here in this picture, the patient is very thin, but she feels that she is fat. Okay, and thus she does lots of exercise, and there is also fear of becoming excessively thin. And here the patient will also have fear of excessively thin, a fear of being excessively thin. And sometimes the patient will, because of this fear, he or she will restrict energy intake, and thus because of restricted energy intake there is loss of weight. But so in these patients, if you see, weight is less than normal, but they feel that they are fat. Okay, along with that there will be some normal problems also, like amenorrhea can be there, lanugo hair can be there. In the lanugo hair there can be appearance of neonatal hairs, or sometimes there can be hypothermia can be there, or there can be bradycardia, dependent edema. So all these are common. And then if you see, there will be poor sexual development will be there, and the patient will also have less interest in sexual activity. The patient will have poor sexual development and less interest in sexual activity. Then there are some peculiar behaviors that the patient can have. The patient can hide the foods, try to dispose those foods in the napkins, and she can even cut the foods into smaller pieces and rearrange them around the plate in such a way, or with the intention to actually throw away the food. She doesn't want to eat food, so she hides the food, disposes the food, and she even cuts the food into smaller pieces. So there are actually two types of anorexia nervosa: one restricting type, second binge eating or purging type. In restricting type, it is of seen in 50% of patients, and in this patient you see highly restricted food intake is the restricting type. In binge eating type, it is common in 25 to 50% of people, and here there is intermittent binge eating is common here. So because of intermittent binge eating, after that they start purging. What is purging? Purging is self induced vomiting. After intermittent binge eating, they have purging, that is self induced vomiting. What is intermittent binging? Intermittent binging is large intake of large amount of food. Okay, and then they self induced vomiting they can do, or sometimes they will use laxatives or diuretics, or sometimes they will use emetics to in order to get the vomiting. Okay, so because of usage or because of repeated vomitings, there can be dental caries can be there, perotitis can occur, or there can be hypokalemic alkalosis also. Because of vomiting, the potassium will lose, and even H plus and Cl chloride ions in the stomach might get away, are lost through the vomiting, and thus the patient suffers from hypokalemic alkalosis. Then how are you going to treat it? Treatment is by hospitalization. This hospitalization will restore the nutritional status of the patient, and there is And then the best treatment for this patient is mainly by behavioral management. So if you see in the behavioral management, you're going to induce the psychotherapy, and also you're going to induce the behavioral therapy, psychotherapy, individual therapy should be done, and family education is also very important. Okay, so in anorexia nervosa patients, you will hospitalize the patient. Then the next thing after anorexia nervosa, if you see, we have one more which is called as bulimia nervosa. So what are we going to see in bulimia nervosa? In bulimia nervosa, the patient has episodes of binge eating. Here the patient will have episodes of binge eating, and along with that, she even has the inappropriate ways of preventing weight gain. It is almost severe similar to the anorexia nervosa binge eating type. Even here the patient does some things in order to prevent the weight gain. So it is most common when compared to anorexia nervosa. It is also most common in female who is in late adolescent age group. So how does she prevent gaining weight? That is by vomiting, or she does self induced vomiting. And then she can use laxatives or diuretics. Sometimes there can be use of emetics also, or there can be excessive exercising. The patient can do excessive exercising and dieting. In all these cases, we can prevent the weight gain. Then in this patient also, just like anorexia nervosa, there is morbid fear of gaining weight, but here the weight of this person is almost normal. Okay, there is no normal sexual function. See, this is the main difference. In anorexia, weight is less than normal. In bulimia, weight is normal. In anorexia, there is amenorrhea, whereas in bulimia there is no amenorrhea. In anorexia there is decreased libido, whereas in bulimia there is no decreased libido. So there is one more important thing here, because the patient has self induced vomiting. Okay, so this will lead to enamel erosion. Because of vomiting, the HCl will come to your mouth many times every day, so that HCl will cause erosion of the enamel. Then there will be dental caries, and there can be salivary gland inflammation, or there can be calluses which are present on knuckles. And because of vomiting, potassium is lost and chloride is also lost, which causes hypokalemic hypochloremic alkalosis. How are you going to treat this patient? Treatment by outpatient therapy. Outpatient, you don't need to admit the patient like anorexia nervosa. And if you see, you will have to give psychotherapy, and even you should give cognitive behavioral therapy. You should give psychotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, which is the first line. Then you can also do dynamic phototherapy. So this is about anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa. Thank you guys for watching my lecture. Thank you.